I put this video together because we had no idea about this functionality in this VW made after 2022, where it basically drives itself. We knew about the lane assist, but not to this level. So sorry about the audio quality because we're recording in a car, but let's get started. So now we got the lane assist on and cruise control 75. And now we're going to activate what's pretty much the auto drive feature, but it's the drive assist. So, I'm going to hit the button for you, okay? Alright. Travel assist is activated. Now, you still have to touch the wheel, but you can pretty much let go of it as far as controlling the car, and it'll stay in the lane. So just, oh, look at that. Right now, it's going straight, but you just touch it with your fingers. If you don't, you get yelled at. And the wheel will correct for you.
I feel it.
It's most interesting on a turn and what have you. I have not yet figured out where the sensor is on the wheel, because sometimes you can be holding it and you'll get yelled at, and you get like a warning.
Stay in the left 3 lanes.
Shut up. You get like a warning that'll be like, you need to put your hand back on the wheel.
You want me to take it off?
What? Your hand off the wheel?
Yeah.
No, you can leave it on. You just hold it gently enough at that it'll trigger the warning.
This takes a lot of trust.
I know, it works. I've tried it. And right now we're on a straightaway, so it's not like... Also interesting, there's no actual indicator that it's running. There's nothing that says it's on autopilot, as I call it.
That thing. That's the only thing.
The little bars on the side of that little road, and the fact that the lane assist is turned off, to me is like the only indicator that it's on. But there's no active light that says like drive assist on. I found that interesting as well. So you got your cruise control light, is that green one over here, cruise control running 75. Here's that setup that shows you the distance of the cars when we detect the car. As you get closer to the one up here, that light should go off. Okay, now it sees that car, so once it hits that highlighted area, obviously it'll start slowing down to match the speed of that car. But what we don't have is something that says that the automatic assist is running. So I found that to be somewhat strange. And yeah, we do get on this trip all the way to Louisiana about 35.5 miles per gallon on this Tiguan. So it does get good mileage when you're running these features. But if you just touch it with your finger, the steering wheel with your finger, just to be holding on to it, we will eventually get an alarm. So touch it very gently.
It's really interesting, the minor corrections that you feel like as the steering wheel moves.
It's very nuanced. It's very... It does... So we're in a turn now.
Oh.
Yeah, we're in a turn. I'm going to put the phone next to you, just so we get the driver view. And the car is just doing these very slow corrections to keep the car centered in the lane. And I will point out that there are some issues with this if there's... if it's turning on, or if you activate it in the sun, in direct sunlight, and we were able to capture that information. I'll post in this video. But this is pretty cool because as a driver, you still have to have your hands on the wheel, but it is really a relaxed driving experience. And it does remind you to, hey, get your hand back on the wheel if you try and get too relaxed. But it is a relaxed driving experience. Being the driver of the car, you got the cruise control regulating the speed, the radar regulating the distance to people in front of you, and the steering control keeping you in your lane and doing turns. And when I say turns, I don't mean little tiny corrections left and right. I mean big on, here's a turn coming up. This is not big at all. This is a tiny turn. If we can see, she's barely touching, she's only touching the wheel is to not set off the alarm. This thing is doing all the work. Just cut the wheel. See that? And set right back to center. I wanted to show this error we had gotten. This happened when we turned on driver assist as it was pointed into the setting sun. We checked this out on Google, and apparently this is a known issue when the sensors can't calibrate, and it sits like this for a while, unable to function until it clears and tries to recalibrate again, and then it works fine. We're going to shut it off just for a second. Go ahead, shut it off. You can see the indication for the assist to keep you in the lane, and what we're going to do is we're going to have her, when it is safe to do so, and there's no other cars around, and we're wide open, just veer into a lane and we're going to see it just bring us back. Veer to the right. There's nobody in our right lane. And it pulls us.
It pulled me right back.
Go ahead, do it again. A little more abruptly. And you can see it just pulled us right back. And do it one more time just so we can see the light as it does it. Yep, there we go. And if you keep doing that, eventually it will set off an alarm and say, hey, are you having a problem driving? You keep doing stuff like that. Or, by the way, if you keep taking your hands off the wheel, it will engage the driver's assist, but not in the way you really want. Because it will engage the driver's assist, start slowing down the car, turning on the hazards, and ultimately shutting the car on the road because it'll assume that you've passed out or something. So driver's assist turns into emergency assist, which is the same function, but to ultimately stop the car, right? So something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, that's the lane assist. Now we can shut off lane assist and turn back on the driver's assist. The travel assist is activated. And of course, you can set your distance from the car in front of you right here. There's a button on the steering wheel to support that, and that's that middle button right there to set that distance.
Ooh, that truck does not have lane assist.
That truck in front of us, and it, like I said, if we want to get closer or further to that truck, we can hit this button, and as we do, we'll see it change right here. Now we're going to set the distance further, even further. And now we can get closer to the truck because we've set our boundary closer. So we're starting to speed up again because the truck is no longer in that boundary. Our speed is increasing, 75, and the truck is getting closer. Until, of course, it hits our boundary again and we start slowing down, which is about to happen. And now we're slowing down to that truck's speed. Match it, and as we match it, we're staying in our lane, so we don't have to worry about coming out of our lane, matching the truck speed, matching our cruise control. We're not in the truck's distance or within the distance we set to that truck, so everything's automatic.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you change lanes when you're on travel assist?
Yeah, you can. If you legitimately, especially if you hit the turn signal.
Well, I can't right now. There's too much going on, but...
See, it says take over steering because you would light on it.
Yeah.
If you went too long on that, then you get the red one with the big loud beep. Touch it really lightly. Very gentle. We should get our first warning soon. We have 15 seconds, I believe, is the interval. There we go. We got our first warning. Keep touching it lightly. We should get yelled at in just... There we go. Now you got yelled at. And you grab onto it and then it goes away. So... it does remind you to hold on to the steering wheel that you get yelled at. I'll also point out that the cruise control seems to work pretty good in the dense traffic too on the highway. With stop and go, eventually if you stopped, it will disable the automatic driving feature. But you can see in this kind of traffic, I'm set for 71 miles an hour. It's still controlling the boundaries of the lanes. It's monitoring the distance for the truck in front of me. And I could just sit like this and yell me about letting go of the steering wheel. But as long as I keep moving, it's going to keep driving this car in this type of traffic. And you can see this Tiguan's been rolling close to 7 hours at 450 miles, getting 35.7 miles per gallon. So that's really good for an SUV. It's worth noting as I conducted this test from stop that the lane assist does not come on till just under 40 miles per hour. So I see it come on around 38, right here, 37, 38. The cruise control's turned on with this button. When I press this button, we see the indication appear on the dashboard. It's not set yet for a speed. but I could set the speed with these plus and minus buttons. One click will set it individually. If I hold it down, it'll do it in 5-mile-an-hour increments. Then I could hit the set button to engage the cruise control, and it goes green. We get an indication on the dash. That little street also lights up in the middle. That's my front radar and distance setting. The highlighted area shows me setting the distance from the car in front of me, and we can see a car appears when it is in the radar. At this point, I'm running lane assist, so if I swerve out of the lane, the steering wheel bump me back. I get that orange indication that you see right there. But now I hit that bottom right button next to set to turn on the travel assist, and it'll say travel assist is activated. The lane assist just goes out, but there's no travel assist light like I said. And now at this point, it is staying in the lane, and it is driving, and it is detecting what's in front of me, and it is keeping the speed at a constant speed. I've chosen this road because it has sharp turns to see what it can handle, and believe me, I'm keeping my hand on the wheels for these tests because I don't think it can do it, and I'll tell you right now, it cannot. It cannot do sharp, curvy roads like it can on a highway where the turns are really long and predictable. So the lane assist is definitely not for curvy roads with lots of hills and lots of different unpredictable things going on for sure. Even this turn right here, you're seeing this car would veer right over the double yellow. Anywhere you would see those signs that warn you that there's a sharp turn ahead, I'm telling you, after trying this, the lane assist is not able to cope with that. It's fantastic, but it's definitely best left on the highway. Definitely not something you would want to operate off the highway, and definitely not in a residential environment. I'm telling you, it won't stay in the lane in that kind of environment. So I hope you found this video on the VW semi-autopilot enjoyable, entertaining, and informative. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below. Helps me out a lot when you do. And hit that subscribe button for more videos like this when they come out. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Would you like to reply?